How the tragedy played out. Adam and Eve sinned and lost paradise. In its place they received, in a sense, they created a fallen world caused with hard labor, painful childbirth, difficult relationships, and in the end, death. You may have been created for paradise, but you certainly weren't born into it. Sin is the reason. But why on earth did Adam and Eve do it? How could they have been so foolish? They had it be so good, perfect in fact. How could the devil deceive them? The answer to that question sums up to the sad history of the fallen pieces. Let's read the account. You've heard it many times before, no doubt, but have you ever really noticed the devil's strategy? He said to the woman, "Did God really say, 'You must not eat from any tree in the garden'?" The woman said to the serpent, "We may eat fruit from the trees in the garden, but God did say, 'You must not eat fruit from the tree that is in the middle of the garden, and you must not touch it, or you will die.'" "You will not surely die," the serpent said to the woman, "for God knows that when you eat of it your eyes will be opened, and you will be like God, knowing good and evil." When the woman saw that the fruit of the tree was good to the food and pleasing to the eye, and also desirable for gaining wisdom, and she took some and ate it. She also gave some to her husband, who was with her, and he ate it. Genesis 3 verse 2 to 6. What then was the bait on the devil's book? The prospect of an independent existence without a moment-by-moment need for God. God's holding out on you. He knows that your eyes will be opened if you pursue the knowledge of good and evil. You won't need Him to tell you what to do. You will be wise enough to decide things for yourself. In fact, you can be your own gods. Independence was the intoxicating bait. Unfortunately, independence is exactly what humanity got out of the bargain. And it was certainly not much of a bargain. Within a few decades of going it alone and deciding for themselves what seemed good, the first human parents had raised themselves a murderer. Within a few centuries, starvation, war, cruelty, hatred, deceit, and exploitation had appeared on the scene. Everything humanity has strived so unsuccessfully to eliminate from their civilization as the millennia passed by. Independence wasn't supposed to turn out that way, at least according to the snake. Somehow, when he spoke of it, it sounded exciting, excellent, intelligent, important, sophisticated. But he had forgotten to mention a crucial fact. Independence always meant separation. And separation from God is neither exciting nor intelligent. Ever since that the first temptation, our species has absolutely craved independence from God and has paid the price of separation from Him to get it. We still like the looks of that forbidden fruit, despite the heartache it has brought us. Like the subject in Jesus' parable of the 10 minas. We consider the prospects of submitting to God and cry, "We do not want Him to be our King." Luke 19 verse 41. Most humans, it seems, want a God, but they want one who will be satisfied with token religious observances and then leave them alone, that they can live their own lives their own ways.